Welcome to Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights, a podcast by coaches for coaches. Our guests share their hard-won wisdom to help you grow your coaching business and create a life of success. So get ready to unlock the blueprints to your success. Welcome, everyone, to our podcast. We are so excited today. We've had this guest on one of our other podcasts, and he is a wealth of information, an amazing sales coach, and just an all-around delightful person. His name is Francois Lupien, and his company is How to Become More. So welcome, Francois. We love having you.
Hey, ladies, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
We're so thrilled, and I'm so excited because we know you a bit, but not completely. So we're excited to hear about your journey into coaching. What was that? I know it's always a windy road. What was that windy road like for you?
The end of it, basically, it's a lot of coaches and consultants out there have tremendous programs that create tremendous impacts on so many people, and yet they have a hard time enrolling people into their programs. And unfortunately, out there, a lot of people saying sales is a bad word. Well, let's put it this way. Enrolling people into your program is the price you have to pay for the privilege of teaching them. That's exactly what it is. Hence, if you cannot enroll people in your program, many people are going unserved because you are an individual, a lady or a company that enables people to get to the next level. And unless they come into your program, they'll be stuck. So you need to have sales. And there's this lady, I think Kim Claver, she said, people say, oh, sales is a bad word. It's not. It's the fuel of your business. And if you are a heart-centered and service-driven individual, you're actually helping others. So let's reframe this. Sales is enrolling people in a way that they can become more. How to become more? Hint. And so as they do this, they can serve more people. And guess what? Once they serve these people, they in turn can serve more people. So it's a ripple effect that is wonderful. So enrolling people into your program is the beginning. And it was such a lack in the industry. So many, what do you call them, meeting groups that people have right now. It says, oh, don't sell, don't sell. Sometimes says, who's here to buy something? And I'm always the one with my hand up that says, why do you say this, Francois? I says, well, if someone here has something that I need, I will buy it. And they go, oh, what a concept. I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers. But as a community, some people might have the missing pieces of my puzzle. And this is another thing, too. I'm going, I don't know if this is live for everybody. I'm going sideways here. If you are looking to get some training from people and you don't want to pay for it, how can you turn around and want to train people and have them pay you? Your brain is going to stop you. Your brain will stop you. But if you pay someone $1,000, $2,000 a month to be trained, you turn around, then you can sell your training $1,000, $2,000 a month unlimited times. Then your brain will allow you to. So that's the concept of it's a flow. You can't put your foot on the hose and expect it to keep on coming at you. It has to grow. So if as a business owner, you need to have clients, guess what? Other business owners need to have clients. So be their clients, they'll be yours, and everything will roll smoothly. One thing also is that a lot of people say, oh, if I talk to Kirsten and Jeanne, I need to have business with them. If I buy from them, they need to buy from me. Not necessarily, not necessarily. This is an exchange. This is not serving. If you serve, you just keep it going and keep it flowing. Getting out there to help the people that are waiting for them to be helped. Absolutely. That's the main reason, helping them make this happen. In a non-salesy way. Just serve the people.
Yeah. So how long have you actually been a sales coach? And what was your journey to becoming a sales coach?
Boy, that's a long one. Because I had corporate jobs and I have things that I've done. So I don't know, I've been dabbling in this 40 some years. Yeah, absolutely. And so I spent over $200,000 on myself, on personal, professional, and sales development throughout the years, so that I tell my people, so you don't have to. So what I've done, it keeps on going. And let's face it, we are in the development industry, regardless of how you got personal, professional, marketing, doesn't matter. If we're in a development industry, we need to continue to develop ourselves and continue to spend ourselves and help others to do the same thing. So once you get on this, you cannot stop. Actually, look at this. Oh, this is crazy. I'm going to bear something here that's interesting. A couple of years ago, well, many years ago, I generated $173,000 in 1 year, net in my pocket. I had 3 high-level paying coaches, 10,000 more each. The following year, I decided, hey, I'm pretty good. I went down to 1 coach, and I went down to $100,000 a year. The following year, I said, you know what? I'm good enough. I don't need no coaches. I went down to 50,000 a year. Everybody listening right now, stop thinking of spending money. You're investing money and you're investing in yourself. So I'm right back at having 3 coaches. And as you do, the income keeps on rocketing. So people says, how do you say? Do you know how much or how many coaches $1 million producers have?
Several.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, wow.
So check this out. So he says, what can I have coaches on? Well, they have a coach for health, a coach for mindset, a coach for sales, a coach for relationship, a coach for marketing. And so they have 10. So 10 times 10 grand is 100,000. People say, $100,000? He makes $1 million.
Right.
That's $900,000 in his pocket because he's had this. And then says, well, when I'll have the money, I'll do this. That's wrong. You spend the money, then you make it. And this is something that needs to shift in people's mind. Once it does, life starts to be so much easier. Like I've heard about these ladies, they're putting this podcast show on to help you be booked on podcasts. And what a concept. Because as you do this, you're going to be out there. Guess what? You have to pay to be on that. Oh, I have to pay? Yes. And as you pay, they build bridges. And those bridges will land you more deals. That's the concept. It's not the employee mentality. It's the entrepreneur mentality. You got to put the money in, or you have to pour the water in the pump for the pump to start going. And once you pour water into it, then it's up to you. Pump it as much as you want. It'll spit forever. Stop putting water into it. It'll dry up. It's you. That's another talk that I have. Says it all starts with you. It's not others. It's yourself.
Yeah,
so
and
let's get it going.
Yeah, and I think having the power to invest in yourself. So Jeanne and I are always doing something. You know, right now we're in a Monday morning mastermind. We often attend conferences. You know, we hire coaches. And it does make a difference because I look at people who don't invest in themselves, and like you said, but they're trying to sell other people on the fact that they should invest in themselves. And I think that's one of the amazing things about coaches as a whole. Almost all the coaches we have the privilege to talk to, they do invest in themselves. They do see in the value in improving their skills. And I think it's not just the value, but most of us, most entrepreneurs, we love learning, right? We want to become better salespeople. We want to have a better mindset. We want to have better relationships with our family, our clients, everything. So we are willing to invest. And I think that's a very unique place to be. And it's really awesome to be able to have these conversations with people who every day are just doing a little bit to get better and better.
And thank you for sharing that. But also think about this. As you learn from someone, you can now teach others. And as you teach others, that just increases your value in their eyes. That's why you spend on yourself, because you become invaluable. You keep learning and spreading and learning and spreading. So you're just growing everybody around you. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's a wonderful wheel.
Well, I'm dying to ask you about that sign beside you.
Actually, my birthday coming this week, my family gave me this. It says, in order to become the 1%, you must do what the other 99% want. And so, interestingly enough, I have COVID right now. And so the lady says, oh, we can reschedule. I says, no, let's not reschedule. Let's make it happen. Because why? 99% of the people that said, let's reschedule. If you want to be in the top 1%, you got to do what the others want to do. And so therefore, this can be a compass for everybody listening right now. If you're tired and says, oh, I'm tired, I shouldn't do it. Ask yourself, what would 99% of the people do? They'll take a rest. What would the 1% do? They'll go forward. Then go forward. I've just given you the keys to your kingdom. Keep on going. Maybe we talked about this also. If you think that energy comes from you and you pull it out and it says, oh, I'm sick, I got COVID, so I can't put out energy. Well, you're right. But if I say that I channel energy, there's plenty of energy and it comes through me. Why? Because of my desire to serve others. So as I do this, there's unlimited source of it. And as there's unlimited, I'm never tired. And so you ladies know that I'm never tired. I got 2 speaks, parked and dried.
This is so true, Francois. You have so much energy and you have COVID. It's amazing.
But yeah, again, you have like a half a dozen kids.
Yeah. We have 6 grandkids now.
Oh, congratulations. Yes, he's busy with his kids, his grandkids. He's busy with his business. And he always shows up to help other people. So you are like the Energizer Bunny. So I love that concept of realizing that energy doesn't come from us, it flows through us, and we just have to be constantly receiving it.
Absolutely. And just that little switch in your thinking opens up a flood of energy that was always there, by the way, was always there. You just didn't tap into it. Like Bob Proctor used to say, did you know that internet was always there? I says, just that we didn't know how to find it. It was always there. Everything is created, but it's substance right now. Until we take action on ideas, we don't see them in the concrete. So therefore, take action. Action is the catalyst of taking the ideas and putting them into reality. So what actions are you taking?
Well, and isn't it amazing? We live in this day and time. We're actually going through the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which I've read dozens of times, but we're doing this as part of our mastermind. And we're in chapter 2, where he's talking about burning desire, right? The burning desire. And I always go back to think about, this book was written in the middle of the Great Depression. But this book is written in a time when your average person, your average guy, could create an idea in his mind and bring it into reality and just build wealth. And that was really the first time in this country that somebody who was a nobody, could just come out with a great idea. Look at Ford, you came up with a car, and to be able to manifest that into reality and change the course of history. And to me, that is just, it's so enlightening. And to think that we all have that power to have this brilliant idea or this desire and then bring it to fruition if we do the work, if we take the action.
I love what you just said. And we all know Henry Ford, many things that he had done. A story that many of you might know, but it was, someone says, hey, Henry Ford is an ignorant guy, and they brought him to court. I don't know if you heard about this. This guy's totally ignorant. He knows nothing. So they brought him to court, and the judge says, well, they say that you're ignorant. This is, so how come you say it? He says, well, ask me questions. And the guy says, what's the 5th president of the United States? I don't know. What's the this? I don't know. What's the that? I don't know. Says, obviously you're ignorant, he tells. And so Ford said, okay, I tell you what, these questions have no bearing on my business or me creating vehicles right now. On my desk, I have 2 phones. On one of them, you can call me and you ask me questions. If I don't know the answer, I pick up the other phone and I have a Rolodex of people that are on call and know these answers, and I will give you that answer. I don't need to know all this stuff. I have people that know these things, and I just connect them together. In essence, he was saying he had coaches. That's what he was doing. He had coaches. He had access to information that he did not need to have himself. So he was putting himself out of the equation, but still having access to the information that was necessary to run his business. You don't need to know it all, because the day we think we know it all is the day we start to fall. So
that's true. And thank goodness we can't take people to court for just being ignorant.
Let's not go there.
I don't know. Some of them should be taken to court.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is fascinating. I think that's the other thing about entrepreneurs is they're very honest about the fact that they don't have to know everything. They can figure out how to get that information or how to find that information. And even things like, so many really successful entrepreneurs are dyslexic. We were watching a Shark Tank not long ago, Jeanne. We were seeing this pattern, right? And it's being able to realize that you can have adversity, you can have things that you struggle with, because I'm dyslexic as hell, and you can still overcome, and you can still, make things happen. And I think just like ChatGPT is like my best friend, because Jeanne used to be the person that would review my email, and now I've got Chat to help me out. So every day we have new tools at our fingertips that can change our lives and our businesses, allowing us to serve more people.
Other thing too, when I first started my journey, I'm not a dummy. And so I like to do things at high level. Like, I'm a Canadian champion and gold medalist in Taekwondo. So I have produced a lot of things on myself. And there was a hamper when I started doing business, because I think it needs to be done by me. I'm the best I can do. And you know what? I'm not the best. I suck at many things. And if I think that I'm the best at these things and I try to do them, they keep falling on my face. So there's these 2 ladies that have virtual assistants that you can get hired from. And I have this wonderful little girl that's still with me, and she's performing like crazy. And she's doing things that I don't need to do. I just tell her, how about this? How about that? She tweaks it, and she multiplies my time like crazy. And sometimes, of course, it's not the way I want it 100%, but you know what? It's still getting done. It can be tweaked later. So this is a concept that all of you that are those perfectionists and want to all be done by you, stop it. Stop it. You're hurting yourself doing that. Guess what? If you're good at doing something, other people are good at something else. So how about you get together with them and all of us grow in that sense? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think, like, again, getting coaches and then outsourcing. We always talk about, if you can eliminate it, eliminate it. If you can automate it, automate it. And if you can delegate it, delegate it. Because it frees you up to spend your time in your very amazing, unique ability. And that's where you're going to have the biggest impact in the world, is when you're doing what you love doing. But on the flip side of that, and you brought this up, Francois, which was perfect, is you don't realize that person who works for you loves doing graphic design and video editing. So now you've provided a job for someone who gets to use their gifts, their unique ability, and they get to show up in the world and do what they love doing. So that's what I think is really powerful, is when you realize that when we let go of things, we're actually giving someone else the opportunity to shine.
Definitely. I love it. And that's what it is. We can't do it all alone. We can't. And when we try is when it doesn't work. And actually, all those listening right now, if being entrepreneurs, we need to wear many hats. After a while, it gets overwhelming, all these hats. That is the surefire sign that you need to get a hold of Kirsten and Jeanne, so they will help you to delegate to the VAs so they can go. That's the sign. Overwhelm equals I need to delegate, eliminate, or what's the other one that you said?
Automate.
Automate. There you go.
Yeah, I was very guilty of that early on in my business. I was like, oh, how can I possibly hire someone who's going to think like me, who's going to design like me? And it turned out they don't necessarily have to your point, Francois, they don't have to do it 100%. As long as the important information is getting to the people who need it, then it's working. So yeah, that was a hard lesson to learn, because you just think, well, I need to do it myself.
Yes. And also, Stephen Covey used to say that unless you teach someone to do, like he was talking about mothers doing the beds of their kids. And every morning, and do the beds, and do the beds. Why don't you teach the kids to do the beds? And then they do it. They might be done exactly like you want, but at least now you're not doing beds no more. So why am I saying this? Stop doing things for other people, teach them, and give them time. For example, I myself, having a VA with you ladies, at first, I wasn't sure how, and now it's rolling really good. And now in retrospect, I says, it only took a couple of months, and now she's rolling like crazy. So I was robbing myself of having someone else, wanting them to be the expert that I am today. Ain't gonna happen. Actually, you, I, or anybody else can't become an expert at something else in an instant. We need time and surroundings and training. So with them, but once it's done, then you have that's taken care of. Then you can work on something else. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And you go back to that bed making, that 4 or 5-year-old that you're teaching to make their bed, it may just be pulling up that one cover. But by the time they're a teenager, they might have army quarters. You just don't know, what that would look like for them. And so their skills are going to develop, but it's also that discipline of it, right? So teaching other people to do things and then giving them a space to get better, and understanding that they have their own journey with that path, and you don't know where they're going to end up with it. It's
absolutely. And so in essence, the mother was a coach at that time. And so coach the person to the next level. So these concepts of coaching, it's something that we've done on our lives. And I like to say also, talk about coaches, and I'll go online and do it for free. So then I said, okay, so go and learn how to swim online, watching 100,000 million videos on YouTube. Not going to happen. You need to get into the water. You need to swallow some every now and then, because you need to do. And once you do with someone that helps you out, then you'll accelerate the pace at which you learn. Yeah.
And if you're an adult and you need to learn how to swim, we've got the perfect swimming coach for you, who focuses only on adults. So you think about it, people wouldn't think that there's actually a coach, and there is. She's fantastic. We will put her information in the show notes, but her business actually helps people who, often as adults, they have a fear of water. They didn't learn to swim early. Maybe they had a traumatic experience, a friend drowned or something like that. But now they're at a stage in their life where they want to learn how to swim. They want to be able to go on vacations with their family and get in the water. They want to be able to go on a boat ride and not feel terrified. So it's amazing. And teaching a child is very different than teaching an adult, which is why she focuses on teaching adults to swim. So yeah, there's coaches for everything when we're ready to grow, when we're ready to learn and evolve.
Yes. And actually, you say something that's pretty cool right now. Who do you think that coach, that swim coach, who their best clients are? Someone that doesn't think about swimming, or someone that says, I have a vacation coming in 3 months with my family and I want to swim. That's your ideal client. So start looking for people who are looking for the solution you offer. Don't try and convince people and puke your stuff on them. Hey, you need this, you need water. Water is good for you. Unless you have water, you're gonna have headaches. People go away. But if people says, hey, I don't feel hydrated. Oh, you know, the hydration is cause of headaches. Oh, if you hydrate, really? Now they're looking for a solution that you offer. Make your life simple. Don't try and convince people. Build something that people want to, and only talk to the people that are actively looking for the solution that you offer. That makes your life so much simpler.
It really is, because not everybody's meant to be our client, right? It's that person who is in that stage of their journey who need what you have to offer. And that talking to those people and knowing who those people are is really important when it comes to your marketing, but also the sales conversations you have.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to be consistent in your marketing, because you never know when they're going to need you. So you just need to keep getting in front of them and explaining what you can help them with. And then when they're ready, they'll go, aha, I know who to reach out to.
That's awesome. And also think about it. If you had 1,000 clients, would you have a thriving business? And the answer is absolutely yes. I think so. 1,000 clients. Wow. So guess what? 8 billion people divide by 1,000 is 0.00000008 times 1 or 2. So we have to stop thinking that there's nobody that wants our stuff. You can have like 0.0000. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of people. Don't worry about it. Don't come it from a lack, just from a servant mentality. And people will raise their hands when you package in the proper way, and they'll come to you. Absolutely.
So as the sales coach, what do you find are the biggest challenges for most people when it comes to selling? I know that sales is a dirty word, but after that concept, where do you feel like business owners really hang themselves up when it comes to selling?
They get lost in the conversation. They don't know how to bring the people from where they are to where they want to go. So I says they have the solution. The people have a problem, but they cannot build the bridge for the people to safely cross over and say, that's the solution that I want. And that's an art of conversation. It's not salesy. It's one that simply asks the people, where are you now? Where you want to go? Okay. And so when you'll get there, what will that do for you? They'll do this. Are you really? So from 1 to 10, how do you like this? It's an 8. And there's a little tip here. When someone says 8, says, wow, why such a high number? Don't say, why not a 10? Don't do that.
Right. Wow. Why not? I love that.
Yeah. And then after, and the people says, what do you think is standing in your way or stopping you? They'll tell you, and keep on asking the question. And now you have the model of everything that's going on. This is not salesy. Then people understand. If I tell you something, you have to analyze, is it true or not? If you tell me something, you know it's true because you told me. So my role is to ask you a question for you to find out from here to here what's going on. And then we say, okay, so which of the two solutions do you want me to support? One that says, well, I'm not going to do this now, and I've been wasting my time all my life. I'm going to keep on doing this. Or enough is enough. I'm going to go forward and do it. Which one of you do you want me to support? I said, well, the one. Okay, so it's not salesy. It's you're serving the people. You're on their side of the table. You got your friends around them and says, hey, is this for you? You said the desire. If people have no desire, stop trying to do things. They have no desire. It's okay if they have no desire. They're not there yet. Everybody, this is cool. It's either yes, no, or later. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
One of the things you said was it's a conversation. You didn't say it's a sales script. You said it's a conversation.
Absolutely. And that's what I do. I craft it in a way. So I meet with people and find out, let's just tell me. And that's one of the things that we'll talk about. I'll offer sometimes if people want to show me or talk to me about what it is that they're doing to enroll. It says, it's not working. Okay, let's find out together. Tell me what's going on. I'll give you some tips right there and then. And check this out. You can implement the tips that I've told you on your own, or you can do it with me and do it faster, or you can do it with someone else. Either way, you're going to win because we're going to tweak whatever you're doing that's not working right now to a high level. That's it. It's as simple as that.
We'll put a link in the show notes so that you can book that conversation with Francois. So make sure we put that in there, Jeannie, because that's an incredible offer because he is amazing. So, and he truly will share with you and walk away with whatever you choose to be best for you. He just
sometimes my wife says, you give so much away to people. Why? Is it because I care? You come into my world, I just give. And then you grow. And I become your best buddy.
So true. It's so true.
You are amazing, Francois. We always get excited when we hear from you and when we have you on. So we will have you back absolutely again and again and again.
Hey, I love it. And you ladies set such an example. That was a tongue twister. Set such an examples of always going higher and higher, having the VAs now looking for podcasts. You're always thinking of how you can serve your community better. And that's the name of the game. How can I serve more people? Not how can I make more money? That's the wrong question to ask. How can I serve more people? The more people you serve, don't worry, the money will follow. But serve first, and then have a conversation that is structured in a way that they will tell you, I want this, rather than you having to chase them. Because by definition, if you're chasing people, that means they're running away from you.
Right. And I'm not a good runner, so we can't chase people. They have to come, right? Invite them in.
We had to do a mic drop there after that one.
Boom. Yeah. Francois, as always, thank you for being here. And we'll put all of your information in the show notes. And like Jeanne said, we'll definitely want to have you back. And looking forward to having you in our next program when that launches.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you ladies and all the best. And last thing is stop tiptoeing through life. Stop tiptoeing through life. Get out there. Make it happen. Someone's waiting for you to hear your message. Keep going. Make a difference.
Great advice.
Thanks for joining us today on Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights. We hope you're leaving this episode with inspiration to take your coaching business and your life to the next level. If you found value in this episode, we would love it if you would subscribe and share it with someone else who you think might benefit from hearing it. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode.